It's the Dino and Joe Show. My name is Dino. That man is Joe.
That's what I hear. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Very well, actually. Thank you.
So you ever had one of those times where you have a song stuck in your head and you can't think of what that song is, but you know you've heard the song before?
Yep.
Yeah, I have that a lot, I've noticed now.
Yeah,
And the reason
absolutely.
why I have it a lot is because my sons like to listen to a channel on satellite called BPM when we're in the car.
Okay.
And BPM is all electronic dance music.
Oh,
Okay. My son uses terms, my oldest son, he uses terms like, "Oh, wait for the drop, Dad." I'm like, what?"
wait
And
for the
then,
drop.
I figured it out once the drop hits, right? And so I realized I hear all these songs and I have no idea what these songs are. No idea. But then the next time around, I'm like, I know that song. What is that
Right.
song? And there was something, I don't remember the song, but the other day I was someplace and I heard that song. I'm like, oh my God, I know that song. How do I know
Mhm.
that song? And then the drop hit, and I was realized, oh, there you go. If I just waited for the drop, I would have realized
I wouldn't
I
know
knew
what it
that song.
was.
Yeah. So um, I think they called them earworms, right? When a song
Yeah,
gets in your head and you just sing it and you just know it and you don't really know why you know it. Yeah.
it
So
happens too often.
it happens quite a bit, actually.
So I have now. Again, we at the Dino and Joe show try to avoid controversy, but I'm gonna say some controversial things here. I think I have a few songs in mind that I think should just be plain old retired. Now, to be clear, and for those of you who are listening who think I'm saying these are bad songs, I am not saying that whatsoever. I think they're fantastic. Well, not all of them. Some of them I think are really good songs. Some of them I
Right.
don't care for. But for the most part, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying let's just give them a little pause for a year, 2 years, 5 years, then we can come back to them because I hear them all the damn time in movies, on the radio, in TV. It's just done to death. So I have a
Okay.
couple. And again, please do not take this as I do not like this artist or song.
So
You
they
too.
call so in radio they call that burn, right?
Okay.
When a song has burn out, right, or a
Okay.
song starts to burn. So there's a lot of
Yes.
research done in radio. People don't realize that there's a lot of research done on whether or not songs should still be
Hmm.
played.
Okay.
And they take what they call the hook of the song, and the hook is usually the chorus, right? But it doesn't have to be. There could be secondary hooks, or sometimes there's a hook in a song that isn't intended to be, but that's what people remember.
Hmm.
And they do a lot of research, and based on that research, that's why songs you eventually fade out and you don't ever hear them again.
Hmm.
You're saying that these are songs that are burnt, but we're still
Hmm.
hearing
Yes.
them. Okay.
I am at least. Maybe instead of retiring these songs, I should just watch different shows or movies or whatever. But I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. So
Okay.
number one, and I am one of the biggest fans of the Eagles ever, but it's Hotel California.
Is that used a lot in like?
I hear it a lot in different movies and TV shows. I do
I
personally.
don't notice it. I don't. I can't tell you last time I saw that in a TV show or in a movie. To be honest, love the song.
I love the song. It's one of my favorites, but it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I listen to it, I'm like, oh,
It's been played on
again.
classic radio every day for the last 30 years. But
Exactly. Okay, so maybe that one isn't for, but this one, it being especially from Chicago, and the year 2006 is when it started. I can tell you the
okay.
exact moment it started. Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Oh, I have that by
Oh,
far on my list.
so the Chicago White Sox, who obviously not my favorite team, but I was so happy when they won the World Series. It's like seeing your neighbor win the lottery. You're like,
Right?
go you, fantastic.
Can I
Um,
borrow $500?
right, exactly. But they started playing the song, and it's like their anthem, and I can't, and that's made me just not want to hear it again. And then now, like, I feel like it's in every comeback story. They're like, "Don't stop believing." I'm like, okay, I love what's his name? Rick Perry, who's the lead singer of Journey. Rick Perry, is that his name?
Really?
Is it?
You don't know the lead singer of Journey?
Why can't I? It's Perry. It's something Perry.
Steve
John
Perry.
Perry. Steve Perry. God in heaven. Sorry, that is embarrassing. We're gonna edit that part out. Uh, I forgot the guy's name. Well, again, I am saying we should retire their song. So maybe I'm sorry I don't know every band member
Oh,
of
sure, is a classic. When he went on his own and did his own solo career, I should just played it for the boys the other day because I love that song. But no, you're right. So I knew "Don't Stop Believing" was burnt to a crisp when they sang it on Glee.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, no, this
Nope.
has got to go away. And then it was in a car commercial, and yeah, ooh, right there with you on that one.
What do you have one that jumps into your mind?
Yeah, I do.
What?
I never want to hear this song ever again in my life.
Give it to me.
Who Let the Dogs Out?
Oh my God.
I hate that.
The potty was thumping. Hey, yeah, yippee. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like that song doesn't like when it comes on,
No,
it's
it
been enough
bothers
time.
me.
So you were in radio. I'm sure you heard
No,
that
it
every
still grates
really?
on me like
I
crazy. It's used so much.
if I heard it once over the next year and a half, that'd be fine. I'd be good with it. But I would get along with it and then I'd move on and I wouldn't want to hear it again. But I can understand that maybe it has
Yeah,
grated you to
that song, I can't handle.
so
You know what's come back to, by the way?
uh,
Weird. I've heard Barbie Girl by Aqua
oh yeah,
like
a lot.
all of a sudden, and I
Yep.
can't figure out why. Like, I
And
don't
if
know
you
how people even remember that song because it was horrible.
I don't know if you're keeping up on like popular culture, but all the stuff that we did in the 90s is like fashion, music, everything is coming back as like
I think it's
retro
well
now.
known that I'm the king of popular culture.
Obviously, obviously you are. That's why it's coming
Come on.
back. Everything is coming. So, but it's yes, I have heard Aqua's Barbie Girl as well a lot.
I heard a 10-year-old boy singing that song at soccer practice,
Hey,
and I
all right,
literally had to go, "How do you even know that song?"
right.
And then he blamed it on his like little sister. I'm like, no,
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 that's mom and dad.
right,
That's
yeah,
mom and dad.
exactly, yeah,
That's 100% what it is.
yeah.
So okay, this is completely well, it's not completely unrelated, but it is no fault of any radio station, TV, or movie alone. It's my own
Okay.
fault. When I went to music school, I had to write a paper on the song "Here Comes the Sun." I had to write.
Do
I had to write a 10-page paper on it.
you did
And
a 10
yep,
page paper on Here Comes the Sun?
but on a theoretical analysis, harmony,
Okay, right.
composition style, all this different stuff, right? Like,
Oof.
why did they choose the meter that they did? Why did he choose a plagal cadence here?
Oh, the Plagal
All of this
cadence,
different,
sure. I mean, Plagal
of
cadence.
course,
Yeah, I mean
you know,
that's
you understand.
yeah. I
So
mean, I
that's
was thinking
that's
about
the life.
Plagal cadences just the other day.
That's the
Like
life of a
man,
music.
why did they put a Plagal cadence here? I don't know. I'm really gonna have to investigate that Plagal cadence.
Um, do you know what a plagal cadence is?
No, I have no idea, but I
So,
really am interested now.
so a lot of times, do re mi fa sol, do re mi fa sol, do
Do, yeah.
sol. Okay,
If you
now you
could
go
do
from the
that in
fourth
a
to the
Sound of
one.
Music sentence, then I
Yeah.
would totally understand that. Could you do it that way?
With do a deer, a female deer, re a drop of golden sun, mi a name I called myself, fa a long, long way to run, sol. Now here's the thing that bothers me. They
That's
say
a needle
soul.
sewing thread.
No, no, no. Hold on. Yeah, and
A
so
pulling thread. Sorry.
in musicians'
Yeah.
terms, it's
Uh-huh.
soul, SOL,
Uh,
soul. Yeah.
wow.
So
Did you just get like persnippety right there? You're
well,
like uppity now.
I'm so sorry. Everybody talks about
Well,
how awesome this movie is, and they can't even say soul. They have to change it to so. Come on.
little kids learning how to do notes, they're not going to know soul. They know
And they know
so.
so.
It makes it easy and it rhymes with everything else they're doing.
Anyways,
Hey, Johnny Grinch Grinch.
a plagal cadence is a 4-1 cadence. Okay, that's what it is. It goes from the 4 to the 1. Anyways,
Of course it does.
the point of this all is
Tell me something I don't know.
I had an iPod that I listened to the song "Here Comes the Sun" on every single time because I had to again listen to it, hear everything. I listened to that song 2,471 times.
To be exact.
I know the exact number. I'll never forget. Every time I hear that song, people who know me really well know to be like, "Oh, sorry," and they'll change the channel. They'll change this. What I love George Harrison. I love so many things he did. I hate him for that song. And again, it's not his fault. It's not TV or radio's fault. It's really my fault for going to music school and them assigning that as kind of a final paper. But it was awful. So that's just kind of related but unrelated. What's
Did
another
you
one?
measure the Plego cadence in there?
Well, there were a few Plagal cadences.
All right. Um, this is gonna sound like sacrilege because
Again,
he's one of the greatest musical artists of all time.
doesn't mean you don't like him or the song. Hit me with it.
But if I hear Ring of Fire
Okay, that's fair.
from
That's
Johnny
fair.
Cash one more time,
Yeah.
I get it. You're going down in a burning ring of fire. But
Yeah, okay.
no,
I can get
no. I'm so done with that song.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like
so
I
here's the
can't.
thing. I would agree with you. Like yes, that's fair. They use it in a lot of different commercials. So I heard who was it? Oh my God. Bob Seger.
Yeah.
Bob Seger's Like a Rock for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every GMC commercial I see,
Absolutely. That's a
they're
truck
Like a Rock.
staple. Yes.
And I want to they've made me hate that song because it is played so much and it's starting to seep into other commercial type thing and I can't it's not fair.
Give me another one.
Okay, now a lot of people are going to not like this, but whatever. A lot of Beatles songs are getting overused a lot. Like Yesterday,
Yeah.
Let It Be. Every motivational movie and pick me up has to be Let It Be. Don't get me wrong, amazing song, one of the best bands out there. We wouldn't have a lot of the music we have today without them,
Right.
but like let's maybe give them a break.
Did you see the movie yesterday?
I did. It was fantastic. I enjoyed
Phenomenal movie.
So
Underrated. So underrated. But
and that
so
dude,
interesting.
The dude who played the main character, I'd never heard of him before, but I think his voice was great. I assume that was him singing. I don't know for sure, but
I believe it was.
The way he sang and acted it all, I thought it was completely outstanding.
So, like, I bring it up because I think it is the difference, right? The homage he paid to the Beatles was so understandable and so enjoyable versus where the commercialization to make money has made it like, oh, seriously?
Right.
Like, these are some of the, most beloved songs of all time, and now they're in commercials. I remember when Revolution was in the Nike commercial.
Yeah, right.
Like, no,
that's what I mean. Like, it's a lot of time. Like, I get you have to ask permission and pay your royalties and do all that stuff, but like, there's some things. Let's just leave it sacred the way it is. Like, it's
right.
It is a great song. Let's not sully its good name by slapping a Nike swoosh on it, or a good Bob Seger's good name with a GMC stamped all over it.
Right.
Not that these are bad products or bad songs.
Sure,
it's just let's use some of the pop music of today that they would want to. They wrote the song for something like that, as opposed to the Beatles, who wrote Revolution because it was a political statement about the world at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
let's not bastardize what they did.
You mean it wasn't to sell shoes?
Surprisingly, no. It was not a shoe revolution they were talking about. I believe they even referenced a gentleman named Chairman Mao.
I believe so. Yeah.
I believe they do in Revolution. So
yeah.
So that's I don't want that to be sacrilege. Same thing with like Imagine from John Lennon. Beautiful song, but they have begun to overdo it for some reason, and it's let's pump the brakes.
It used to be just New Year's that you heard that,
right? And you know what?
And that was okay.
I can live with that. That's fine.
Sentiment of it, I got. Yes, exactly.
Yep. What else? What else do you have?
I'm out.
You're out?
I'm out.
I will do one last one then.
Okay.
It's technically two, but from the same band. Leonard Skinner's Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah. Holy cow. That song lives on and on and on.
I don't know how many times
classic rock radio.
I don't know how many times it's been sampled. Freaking Kid Rock with his I don't even know what it was called. I don't remember the name of the song, but it's literally the whole bum 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 bum. Let's take a little pause. Let's let the fantastic music be fantastic music and not run it into the ground, please. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
I'm totally there with you. Totally there with you. Now, on another musical related note, let's take a break, and then I want to come back and tell you a story, because I have a story about one of your musical idols that I've never told you.
This
about
is
an interview that I did. Yes.
Outstanding.
And I forgot to tell you this story when we talked about this
Okay.
person. So
Okay.
I will tell you this story. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
It's the Dino and Joe show, and we are back with Dino and Joe.
Hello.
And I know that you have a love of certain musical artists.
I have
Because
loved
of
many.
this, but because of this musical artist, you actually can play the squeeze box.
I can, in fact,
Play the accordion, right?
I do play the accordion. Not,
So
I won't, not to his level, but
sure,
I can definitely, play some keys.
I literally sent you the link to the Hamilton
Yes.
montage that was done by Weird Al. You are a
Yep.
huge Weird Al fan.
Huge Weird Al fan.
And so you know that I've interviewed Weird Al when I was
do.
in radio.
Lucky.
And I consider it to be one of my favorite interviews of all time because he spent a lot of time. Like he was like, as much time as you want to talk, we'll talk. So,
yeah.
And it was at the time, I think it was a best of CD came out, and I made the joke that, it was a sad day that, Weird Al was breaking up because, whenever a band releases a best of album,
it's like they're
going away, right? Yeah. Like that's it. And he was like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, it's just going to be weird that like, Weird is touring, doing songs, and Al is touring, doing songs, and which one do you want to go see? Because which one's the original that you really, And he thought it was funny, so it was great. But I wanted to tell you this story. This is my favorite story he told.
Okay.
Because I said, what was it like when you were doing the Michael Jackson stuff? Because you were recording, and across the hall, Michael Jackson was recording a video as well. In fact, he was recording the Pepsi commercial at that time too. And he said it was hysterical because Michael was very enthusiastic about him redoing Michael's songs. That's awesome. He would slide little notes under the door that would just say, "Good morning, hee hee. Hope you're having a good day, hee hee."
No, you got.
So he was telling me this story that he would just get little notes from Michael Jackson slid under the door to the studio.
That's awesome.
Right. And so I thought that was really cool. But then I said, well, is there anybody that has ever said to you, "No, you can't do my stuff. No, I won't let you"?
Yeah.
And he says, there's one artist. And he says,
can I guess?
He says, well, I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and guess, and I'll tell you what his answer was.
It was Coolio.
No.
Prince?
Yes.
There
he says, I can't tell you who he is. I'll just say that he wears a lot of purple.
Yeah.
And I thought if there's anybody that would appreciate that story,
yeah,
it would be you. So there you go.
So
and he's in the Smithsonian, right?
Oh yeah.
The dinosaurs, the dinosaurs from his video, the stop motion animation dinosaurs are in the Smithsonian. So
from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So just thought I'd throw that in. But yeah, I've always wanted. I forgot to tell you that story, and I was like sitting here the other day. I was like, I gotta tell Joe this story.
That's a fantastic story because one thing I love about Weird Al was that everybody recognized how cool it was to be parodied by him, right?
Oh yeah.
And what was I watching the other day? I was watching YouTube. Oh, there's a channel, Watch Mojo, that does like a top 10 and top 20 of different things. Like it literally anything, like top 20 best revenge kills in TV shows, top 20 guitarists of all time, like everything.
Yeah.
And one of them was top 10 musical artists of the 90s, and it was Nirvana. Yeah. And obviously Kurt Cobain, they did he did Smells Like Teen Spirit, Smells Like Nirvana. And Kurt Cobain was famously quoted as saying, "We knew we made it once Weird Al wanted to parody us."
Right? Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
That's your big sign that you've kind of made it in the music business once he determines you are at a level to where it is worth parodying you.
So the story is that when he parodied Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda sent that to Jimmy Fallon, and the first thing he wrote back was, "You've now made it."
Yeah.
Like that's the level, right?
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, so I know that there's those guilty pleasures, right? Like Weird Al is a guilty pleasure for you.
Sure.
I mean,
not so much. Like a lot of people have this. I am a wide open Weird Al fan.
No, I get it. I get it.
Right? But yes, I'm with you 100%.
It would be something that you would listen to, where not a lot of people are going to throw in every,
100%.
Weird Al, right? So, do you have any guilty pleasure songs?
I have several guilty pleasure songs.
Do you?
I have a lot.
Now I want to know what they are. What do you sing in the
So,
car, Joe?
I mean, I'll sing anything in the car. So that's one thing about my musical taste. It is very eclectic, right? I will go. I
Yep.
go from Swedish uh like what is it, metal opera, to classical,
Yep.
to hip hop, to jazz, to folk, bluegrass type stuff.
Sure.
But to give you like one example, this is very embarrassing for me, but I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I can trust you and our viewers and listeners, right? A song that just when it comes on, I can't not sing it and like tap my foot and dance to it. It's Hanson's Mbop. I'll just say it. It can't not grab me, and I'm like, maybe it's because I'm a '90s child, but like it's just I'm like, no, don't do it, okay. And then once that chorus hits, you can't not get into it. I challenge anybody to not get into it. You can't not. So I'm just saying it.
I will tell you first of all that the world of popular music owes a Greta attitude. Greta attitude.
Okay, is that water you're drinking in that water bottle?
Wow, I don't know. That was good. Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. But they owe.
You mean a debt of gratitude?
Yes.
Okay.
They owe that to two groups because a lot of people will credit the resurgence in popular music to NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not. No. It was Hanson and it was the Spice Girls that drove a culture of teen groups, of boy bands that allowed Britney, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys to happen. It opened the door because music had gotten so far away from that into grunge and into hip hop that it took so far off the center that really Hanson and Spice Girls brought back the center. And mine, I'll tell you, is the Spice Girls. And tell me which one you really, really want.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say is Wannabe. How can you not get into Spice Girls Wannabe when it comes on the radio? You can't not.
Absolutely.
To this day, when it's played at a wedding, it's on the radio, I'm in public, I will drop what I'm doing, and you can't not. Anybody who says they don't, liar. Calling you out, person out there who's like, oh, I don't do that. You're a liar. Right. Liar. So, but yeah, I agree. So maybe I don't know how many people know this particular artist. You may not, but this song, when it comes on again, especially in the car, it's ironic. Get Out of My Dreams by Billy Ocean.
Get into my car.
Exactly. Yeah. Love that song.
Oh, I love
that song.
Yeah.
Definitely pleasure.
It wasn't Caribbean Queen or Caribbean Queen.
It's not Caribbean. I'll enjoy that song, but this one, vroom, it's when I hear that, I'm like, okay, we're about to get down. Let's do this. That's fine. What else? Come on, I know you got something else. Give me something deep recesses of your musical soul. What's one of those ones where you're like, I'll never tell anybody, but you're gonna tell me. Come on, be honest.
No, I'm not embarrassed by it at all. Ghostbusters. The theme of Ghostbusters. Like, how do you not?
Ray Parker Jr.?
Absolutely.
I would, even if that was not a theme song to something, I would still rock out to that song.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a fantastic song.
Yes.
Now everybody, when I play the song for people, they always ask me if I'm doing something specific to them, but I'm not rickrolling them. I love Never Gonna Give You Up. It's so good.
Have you seen the end of Wreck-It Ralph? Ralph Wrecks the Internet, the second one.
I have seen it, but it's been a minute.
Have you seen the very, very end where it says that
the credits?
Click here for a special sneak preview to Frozen 2, I believe.
I didn't. And it's
if you click it, it is Ralph rickrolling you.
That's amazing. That's how I have not seen that, but that is perfect for that.
Brilliant.
That's awesome.
Brilliant. But cool. Yeah, I would tell you that Rick Astley's one of those artists like you just say. You just have to.
Of course.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I mean, I have ones like I'm a big Celtic music fan.
Sure.
So there's a band called the High Kings, which I really like.
Okay.
But I like a lot of those traditional Irish songs, right? So,
Ireland has some some of the most beautiful, cool music that I can get on board with so easily.
Yeah. So
It's
Danny
so,
Boy
yep.
to, I mean, oh, there's so many good ones.
Are you familiar with the Pogues?
Oh, I love the Pogues. Yeah.
Love the Pogues. So that's one thing. That's one thing I will give my mom and dad. God love them. They have blessed me with a fantastic taste in music.
Right.
They have given me every genre area. My dad, when I was younger, had this massive, ridiculous CD collection, and
Yes.
every Friday night, to this day, they still do it. They will, once he's done with work, they'll go out back once it's obviously if it's summer, build a bonfire. They have speakers outside, and they will just play random music, and they will just have some wine and just enjoy the evening listening to music. So I love that so much. But the Pogues is a big one, with Shane MacGowan, who is, if you don't know who Shane MacGowan is, he was the lead singer of the Pogues for a while until they kicked him out because he got too drunk too often and was not show up for, like, if you listen, there's a specific song called "If I Should Fall from the Grace of God."
Yeah.
If you listen to that song by the Pogues, you will understand what I mean. It is unintelligible, but it is a fantastic song either way. And yeah.
How messed up do you have to be when a rock band who's traveled and partied looks at you and goes, dude, you're too messed up to be a part of the band.
Yep.
Like you've hit a level.
You have gone
hit
somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I have another band. I can't really pick out a song because I love them.
Yeah.
Dropkick Murphys.
Yes, they're great. Murphys are great.
I think they're phenomenal.
They are.
And I will literally listen to them every time. And I will scream and shout with the best of them as that is playing. So yeah,
the Dropkick Murphys are awesome.
Some raving lunatic doing Dropkick Murphy songs walking down the street.
Probably you.
That's this guy.
Well, for me, something we talked about last show was Disney. I love a lot of Disney songs. Like Moana. I challenge you to find a bad song in that. And of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda was a big part of that.
I was going to say, didn't he write that?
He wrote most of them.
Yeah.
They're just The Princess and the Frog. That's to me an underrated Disney movie, but it is a jazz oriented because it's in New Orleans. Sure. It's a jazz oriented soundtrack, and it's got Dr. John on it. Like it's so good. What else is The Lion King? Hello. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the guy Phil Collins? Genesis? Like, come on. So
actually, I like his Tarzan stuff better.
Yes. Yes, I will agree with you there, actually.
Especially since The Lion King was Elton John, but
wow. Wait. No. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. I'm looking something up.
You can look that up. You're gonna not believe me.
Oh.
The Circle of Life.
No, hold on.
Was not.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Yeah.
That was Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who did the soundtrack for Lion King?
I don't know. Well, here's what I can tell you. Elton John did a lot of stuff, but Phil Collins did The Lion King as well. Like he did a song off of it. So I'm not saying the whole album. Yeah, whatever. That's what I'm talking about. Making me think I don't know my Disney music.
I love the pause. You dead stop too. You're like,
I did because
I think I got that wrong.
I will be honest. I make addendums when I get something wrong. I didn't want to be wrong and make an addendum next episode, so I wanted to check my sources, and I was fine. You make me doubt myself. I don't like that.
That was awesome.
But yes, so all Disney things.
Yes, all things Disney.
All things Disney. I enjoy.
I'm trying to think of anything else that I'm trying to think. Like, there's just certain songs. I mean,
Are there
U2? So I'll sing U2 songs. So Sunday Bloody Sunday is my favorite U2 song.
I want to tell you a funny story now that you bring up U2. Okay. There is a place, obviously prior to COVID, we used to go all the time for live music. What the heck was I can't think. Ballydoyle. It's called Ballydoyle. And it's, a little bit of a ways away, but there's live music and we love it. And bands from the area go up and play. There's this cute little old man who plays his little guitar, and he's got some other guys from, playing the drums and bass. It's fun. But there is a 3-piece band that does YouTube covers only. And I was going to make fun of them, but they're freaking good.
Yeah.
So their name is the Joshua 3.
Oh, nice.
When I heard that name, I put down my drink and I'm like, do it. And they freaking played just the it was so good. Where the Streets Have No Names, all
Yeah.
these greats, and they were really good. And
Right
I
on.
gave them a standing ovation when they were done. I was like, I
You're
don't
the
even
only
like
one.
well, but everybody was into it, but I was the only one as excited as I was. And I was like, that they were really good. Like really good.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
but yeah, that's my fun U2 story.
I
Sorry.
love you too. Yeah.
Is there any other band or individual that you would say you enjoy the most? Like what's one album? Here's the question I'm going to ask you. What's the one album that you can put on from number 1 to number whatever the end of the album is, no matter what?
I struggle with albums because in the world of radio, it's not an album business anymore.
That's
it's
fair.
about
Yeah.
singles, right? And so it's about individual songs. And so there's some albums I've just never heard all of
Mhm.
the album because I listened to like the 2 cuts that were like hits, and then I didn't like something else, right? Or one you had one hit wonder, so you have the one song and that's all you ever hear, right? And so I struggle with albums. Because I think albums were kind of replaced by singles when
Mhm.
singles became what became popular, right?
Yeah.
It used to be there wasn't this plethora of music, and so you had a band, and then it was on MTV, and that led you to the album, and you wanted to hear the album. I don't know that exists today as much. I think it's much more because everything's impacted as singles. Nothing's ever sold as an album anymore.
Okay.
You go to iTunes or you go to Apple Music. They're not saying, hey, listen to this album. They're saying, hey,
Right.
check out this new song or check out this song. Right. And so I struggle with albums today because I think for me, my albums are all dated because I think the days of albums were back in the days of the Cars and back in the days of, for me, like U2 or,
Yeah.
um,
Even then, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
That's
Yeah. I mean, I would tell you, like, for me, um, man, I'm trying to think. Like Joshua Tree to me is a great album, but so is like War or Boy.
Yeah.
I would say How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb is a great album from U2.
Mm-hmm.
I love Snow Patrol.
Okay.
Love Snow Patrol. Like the hierarchy of bands for me is U2, Snow Patrol, and Scouting for Girls.
Okay.
Scouting for Girls, first album, I will put on and listen to all the way through. There's not a bad song on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about because I feel like I've listened to a lot of music in my time. I love listening to a lot of different things, and I give every song a chance. But sometimes I just, I'm like number 1, 3, 5, 9
Yep.
are my favorite.
Yeah.
For me, 1976, Billy Joel, Turnstiles.
Oh, I would tell you in that vein too. I will tell you that Songs in the Attic.
Okay.
Because it's a live. We've talked about this, right?
Yep.
It's a live album that is a lot of songs from other albums, but that live album to me is fantastic.
Yeah, for me, Turnstiles is the one where I could literally put that record on, sit back, and not have to touch a thing. It is so well curated by Billy Joel, starting with Summer Highland Falls, going all the way down to Miami 2017. Like it's perfection. Like there's not a song I would change. That is my one album that if I ever get bored of everything, I know I can always go back to that, and it's just a winner. Billy Joel is just kind of one of my favorite people too.
And I will tell you my favorite commercial right now. Mm-hmm. My literal favorite commercial right now. Do you know what it is?
No, what is it?
It's musical related.
Okay.
It is the fact that you have tag team in your kitchen.
Chakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Sprinkles! I die. And when that dad gets into it, man,
he gets it.
Oh my! I am telling you, I lose it.
Yes, you're right.
That is the greatest thing on TV right now.
It's really good. You're not wrong. That's 100%. That is absolutely hilarious.
There we go. Okay. It's the Dino and Joe Show.